Hello, this is Hampus, and today I thought I should share with you my manga collection. I will make several videos with anime, video games, and different kinds of collection videos. So we'll start with my manga, and we'll start up here. We have the Shonen Jump and Manga Mania. This is a Swedish magazine we had, and they're both discontinued, but I thought I should keep them up there. So here we got Dragon Ball. The first one there is in Japanese, and then it's the Swedish version. That's why it looks a little bit different. So as you can see, it's 1 to 42. And then we have Kawa by Akira Toriyama as well. We have Draw Manga by Akira Toriyama. This is Dragon Ball Z, the anime comic, which is the colored version of the kind of anime episodes that have aired. This is Dr. Slump 1 to 9, Kajika, Sandland. These are two one-shots by Akira Toriyama as well. And as you can tell, I kind of like Akira Toriyama. This is Comic Party by Sekihiko Inui, and it's kind of like Bakuman if you think about it, but it's more like amateurish kind of. They want to make doyonshi instead of like a real manga. And this is Vagabond by Takehiko Inoue. This is the Visbig editions 1 to 11. And that's a good story. I think you should pick it up if you have the space. This is One Piece, the Swedish version. That's why they're blue. I think the German version also has the blue covers. And this is 1 to 49 in that shelf, and then we have 50 to 61, and then we have 63 and 65 because they discontinued the Swedish release in with book 66. So unfortunately, I have a really hard time to find 62 and 64 and 66. So I have ordered those in English instead. So this is the Case Closed, as it's called in America, I think. It's Conan the I guess detective. And this also has ended in Sweden quite a long time ago, and it ended with book 63. And it went at a really good pace at first, and I thought, I love this series, so I have book 1 to 35, and then it's 36 to 63. So that's the complete Swedish release of it. And then we have Ichi the Killer, which is Japanese tankobons. I haven't read these because I don't know Japanese that well. So, but it's not. It looks a bit like it's a bit gory and stuff. So I'll see if I read it sometimes. This is Snowdrop, and this is not a manga. This is actually a manhwa from Korea, and this is complete 1 to 12 by Choi Kyung-ah. So I haven't read this either. Then we got Air Gear here, and this is books 1 to 22, and this one is in a big edition. It's 15 through 17 in that one, and I'm not quite caught up with this. I really love the story, as I said before in that Manga Mania magazine. And this was one of the series that ran in that one, so I decided late upon getting these books. This is Best New Manga. It's a compilation book of new mangas that aired and has come, I guess, from England. I'm not sure. This is Magic Knight Rayearth by Clamp. This is number 6. It's not something I read, so I just got it for free when I bought like 3 more books. This is Dragon Drive, really great story, 1 through 8. I think there's 14 books in the series, but I can't find the last ones. They're really hard to come by, and I think that they maybe stopped the English translation from it. This media has done the translation, but I hope they pick it up, or if they have, maybe leave a comment and tell me. This is Genshiken, book 1 through 9. And I've read only like the first 3 books, and I think it was, okay, but not something for me. And that's the Genshiken Return of the Otaku, which is a I guess a novel. And then we have the Genshiken official book, which is like the ultimate guide to the ultimate otaku epic, it says on top. So I guess it's the ultimate guide. I've only flipped through it. This is Jotsuba, and funny little story. I think not a lot of text, and it's a great laugh. I think you can read it through in a couple of minutes, one book, and I haven't been able to get the rest of them. I think the Swedish might have discontinued it shortly after book 4 or 5 maybe, so I'll try and see if I can get them in English. This is Oh My Goddess, one of my favorite mangas. This is by Kosuke Fujishima, and this is books 1 through 11 and then 13 through 16, and there's over 30 books in this story, I think. And these are on Swedish, so but they discontinued it after book 16, I think. So some of the books are really hard to find. I only missed book 12 and book 9, I see, and book 8 as well. But I've read all of these, and I will one day buy the rest of them. This is Love Hina, one of my favorite stories as well. This is by Ken Akamatsu, and I really think if you haven't read Love Hina, that's a staple in manga. I think you really should pick it up, and because even if you only like action and stuff, there's action in there too. And there's book 1 through 14 here, and yeah, it's a great story. This is Negima by the same author, and this is the omnibus version, and this is books 1 through 6. Which would calculate into books 1 through 18, I think. So that's a okay story. I think in this format it's not 100% accurate, because you don't really sit through like 3 books at a time with these kind of humoristic kind of things. So, but it's a good read if you have the space. Then we have Power, which is in America and England. I think it's called Girl Got Game, and I think that was a really good story too, actually. And it's about the cross-dressing girl who wanna be in the basketball team, and there's only a male basketball team, and so she has the cross-dress. I think it was a really good story, and it's by Shitsuru Seino, and she's done a couple of good stories. Sergeant Frog, you'll know Sergeant Frog. This is volume 1 through 3, 1, 2, and 3, and that's a good story. That's a good one, but I haven't found any more of those, so I haven't picked that up. This is Neon Genesis Evangelion, the Swedish release. Most of these in this shelf are, well, not most of these, but most of these are the Swedish releases, and so they're a bit different from the American books. This is books 1 through 6, and then number 8. Not a big fan. This is Dot Hack, and it's 1, 2, and 3, and it's I think it's finished there, and so that's all there was for the Swedish release, at least. Then we have The D and Angel by Yukiro Sugisaki, and this is also a great story and a great couple of books. I think though that the anime is way better at kind of showing the relationships between Dark and Risa and stuff, and so I think that's a good story. This is Sugar Sugar Rune, and I think that's also a very good story. This is books 1 through 5. And there's a couple more, but the Swedish guys discontinued it as usual. This is Gravitation 1 through 9, and then Gravitation EX number 1. So I haven't read this, but maybe one day I will. This is the Manga Talangen, as we call it in Sweden. This is what would be translated to Manga Talent, and it's a thing we had a couple of years ago in Sweden where wannabe artists and manga authors, they submitted their works, and the winners were published in these 2 books. And this happened in 2006 and 2007 and 2013. I think we had some sort of a remake of the story of the contest, and that was called Ready Set Manga, and yeah, but that was only in ebook format, so that's why it's not here. So that was my manga shelf number 1. As you can see, there's quite a lot in there, all the way to the roof. So I'll be back with part 2 of this video and show you the second shelf of mine. Thank you.